Hey Clash Royale, get ready for the €70,000 Dreamhack live circuit. This international event is open to everyone, bringing the best Clash Royale players together in one competition. Play in both online and offline qualifiers, with 4 live stops in 3 different cities: Andorra, Valencia, Madrid, and back to Valencia for the grand final. Do you think you have what it takes to be a Clash Royale champion? Now is your chance to prove it in the Dreamhack live circuit. Well, what do you think? Do ya? Do you have what it takes? These guys certainly do. Top 32 qualified players. The group stage here for Dreamhack. The Andorra portion. And some banger groups we have. And you know what? Let's not waste any more time. Let's get into some phenomenal group stage action. Right about now, here we go. Hello, everybody. Welcome. You know, let me switch that audio over here to the match I know you guys want to see. Mohamed Light, DiegoB, 2 former world champions. Let's go. I like how we just get right into it with this Clash Royale. We are dual screening it for a lot of the day-to-day folks, just like yesterday, with so many groups and so much action happening all at the same time. We'll switch the audio back and forth on occasion. I'll look the way that we're watching. And if you need to, go ahead and put a piece of paper on one side of the screen if you're too distracted by the action. Royal Giant. Royal Giant. Let's see if there's a cheeky King Tower activation that DiegoB can pull off with that Firecracker against a Monk. DiegoB, one of the players who ran in that 4-4 range yesterday. I see people asking about how certain players qualified. The upgrade qualifiers from yesterday were not accurate with the tiebreakers. The challenge link that's in the description will give you the accurate results from today, of course, as well. But the upgrade app did not function correctly, which is part of why today's start was delayed for a couple of hours. So there you have it. Hunter's going to get the protection for that RG and back to another Fish Boy, but still damage in Mohamed Light all over it. All over it. On one hand, you like the Lightning in this matchup. On Diego's side, you can get the Bird and the Hunter or the Fish Boy. You can take a lot out behind the RG. But the ability that Mohamed has to cycle a little bit faster and, of course, get those firecrackers off the board. We just saw it done nicely, though, with the Fisherman Barb Barrel combination. And now RG up in front one more time. And Mo is just running away with it. Does he get the shot off? He does. 684 remaining. And Diego has some significant ground to make up here. And once again, folks, as we often are, we're live on both YouTube and Twitch. Get in where you fit in, folks. Firecracker against Monk is just so brutal. Unless you can use it for a cool King Tower activation. But even then, against Royal Giant, not as impactful. GG, well played, game number 1 for Mohamed Light. How's everyone doing, folks? Are you having one heck of a day? I hope you are. We're going to be here for a few hours. And of course, I know that all the Furkan fans are happy to see a full match of Furkans there on your right-hand side of the screen. Here we go, game number 2. Lightning out, so unlikely DiegoB is running E-Giant. We'll see if Diego has Drill in store in this one. And that's possible. They're just running essentially the same deck set here, other than the spell differential. Big question here is, are they both running Bomb Tower, or is Mohamed Light running Mortar? Bomb Tower is stronger in the mirror matchup. Oh, and Diego's running Drill. So, interesting. Right into the Valkyrie. Oh, boy. Can we get a Dominant game? Yeah, we can make that happen today. We can certainly make that happen today, folks. And you do see an interesting choice here, a nice choice here from Mo to go Archer Queen in a game right after he knows that both Lightning and Monk are out. 2 major counters down. Smart pick. I see requests for Surgical Goblin today. I see requests for Ian today. We'll be getting through a lot of games today, folks. We'll try to see a little bit of everybody if we can. And easy control here of the Musketeer. In my opinion, who's the best player? There is no opinion. The best player is Mohamed Light. It's like asking my opinion. What gives off more light, the sun or the moon? Diego trying to find a way to get drills on is going to be really, really hard. Because even if he can... I wonder, why are you drilling that? You're trying to log that back and away from the goblins? Mighty Miner going to try to get in front. Does not get in front of the Musketeer. Hog doesn't get a shot. Doesn't really matter. And all tied up, by the way, in the Furkan DarkAngel matchup. Here we go, Hog in. And Bomb Tower takes care of this pretty easily. Martin saying, I don't really understand how Mo always gets a great matchup. He does not always get a great matchup. He often gets good matchups because he works with a really excellent, one of the top analyst coaches in Jebus, who puts in a ton of work. I mean, you talk about it, it's not just like, hey, I picked the deck here, but a lot of the coaches last night, Jebus, Winwoo, a whole bunch of the guys were up late making deck picks, really analyzing the players they were going through, and which is why some of the changes as they fixed some of the matchmaking stuff last night was really hard for a lot of these analysts because they spend 2 or 3 hours preparing the matches, preparing the decks, and then had to rearrange once the new information was out. 1484 to 1774. Interestingly enough, DiegoB, and here we go. Now we're going to see some fireballs. I was going to say, Diego has not gotten the fireball in action very much. And now here's where Diego wants to cycle quickly and get back around. And you see he does get back around. Bomb tower to hold. EQ plus the Valk trying to break through. Hog won't get a shot, I believe. And now, very close, 1310 to 1160. Diego should just be spamming drills and trying to stop Hogs with late bomb towers behind EQs. I don't know if he can do enough, though. I don't think he can. Hog in the middle needs an Ice Spirit. And that's going to be enough to win the game for Mohamed Light. Very well played. Very well played. And drill into a Valk deck is just rough. Just rough stuff. And valiant effort there by DiegoB, a quick 2-0 from the Pharaoh himself. Let's switch our audio over here to Furkan DarkAngel, game number 3. Currently in progress, and Furkan happy to be running the Inferno Tower variation of this deck while he's up against Royal Giant. And I see lots of questions coming in, folks. I will answer more questions during the break between round 1 and round 2. 1939 to 1885. The hard part here, or one of the hard parts here, and that's actually a nice thing I'm going to say. Getting the Firecracker off the board, not easy for Furkan. Does a good job there with the little combination play as he sets up Valk in the back. He has to be so careful between the Inferno Tower and the Archer Queen. Of course, now Lightning out of cycle, but only 3 away for DarkAngel. And Monk does nothing here against the Archer Queen. But you see DarkAngel trying to cycle his way back. Hog gets all the way around here. And that was DarkAngel's plan, was get back to that Lightning and get the Archer Queen off the board. And it's a full Ghost Barb Barrel Send, hoping to get that out, not even have to use the Lightning on this first sequence. This is a lot of trouble here for Furkan. How does he defend against this one? I don't think he can. He's going to eat a ton of damage here. He tries to go Hog to break through this, go the opposite direction. He's going to eat way too much damage. Triple Elixir. 2 shots, though, does take the lead back, 1190 to 1087. The high AQ. And DarkAngel just wants to find opportune moments to use that Lightning. And the low Archer Queen, the low health Archer Queen, might not be it. Fire Spirit, oh, the Valk gets pulled away here. Can yes, the RG can get DPS down, but 883 to 1087. Furkan trying to battle back. 30 seconds left. Hog to the inside is fun. Doesn't get anything, though. And this is just trouble. This is just absolute trouble. That should be it. That's probably GG right here. Even if DarkAngel doesn't get the win in this exact exchange, this exchange will win him the game. Hog in. Fishboy should pull. Doesn't matter. GG. DarkAngel takes that 1 and 3. Back over to Pedro and Ruben, as we just see Pedro won that one in 2. Let's go ahead and see if there's any other matchups that still have gameplay going. Looks like Lucas is still in it. Now let's go take a look and see if I can find somebody on this side. People wanted to see Ian. Here you go. Here's Ian. We're going to go ahead and watch Lucas Ardentoas here at the end. The archers there for Lucas, giving a lot of Golden Knight value. The mortar connection is key, though. Used to be that when we had double fire spirits, that they could, on their own, counter a minion horde. NATO does a well enough job in this case, though, to prevent any significant damage. Bomber will not connect. 1878 to 1410. Cannon cart sets up to the right-hand side. And again, watch out for how much Lucas gives value to these Golden Knights. And again, the archers behind the cannon cart. Maybe he just wants the Golden Knight to be on the right-hand side, and so he's happy to give that value in exchange for not risking a Golden Knight connection on his left-hand side tower. That might be the reason. Lead extended by Lucas. Now pretty significant, almost 400 HP. I can do math. 90 seconds left, and Lucas just keeps on going, hey, I'm going to make you have to defend this. And this is a nice little moment here that Lucas does not have to worry about the bomber on the left-hand side, but the Golden Knight is in. Cannon cart to the inside to... Oh, and it walks away. The cannon cart walks away. Lucas might have to go mortar high here, and he does. He goes mortar low instead, just mortar where he can. Lightning opens up that lane for the Electro Giant. Electro Giant does not get damaged, though. Cannon cart gets it done. GG, well played. Lucas, very, very well done. And I think we're just about done with our first round of gameplay. Let's go ahead and switch the audio over here to Sosaa versus Boss. And there's a little surgical goblin for you there on this screen over here, though, where it was Sosaa and Boss. And their final 20 seconds. Looks like Sosaa has this one all sewn up. There was no pun there for Sosaa and sewn up, but there you go. GG, well played for Sosaa in round number 1. We'll pop back over to Wallace and Surgical Goblin. On the other side, Wallace way ahead. Surgical Goblin, though, putting in some nice pressure. Looks like we are just about through. There we go. Just about through with our first round of gameplay, so we'll go ahead and focus on the final minute here of Wallace and Surge, as the Royal Giant does get a big hit. Fireball in. That's GG, and that should be enough for us to finish out our first round. I don't believe we have any more round 1 gameplay here. Let me just go ahead and search inside this clan for a second. Oh, Kitassyan. Oh, that's actually quite a bit here. Someone wanted to see some Doom. Let's go ahead and see some Doom for a moment. Final 10 seconds. Looks like Doom's got that one all tied. Up with a bow. There you go. Let's get out of there. And is anybody else still finishing up? Let's go check out Kitassyan and his matchup. And we get to see the full sudden death overtime here for Kitassyan and Miniminter. That's going to be a whole lot of fun. Golden Knight connects. Electro Dragon does not activate King Tower. The Firecracker moved just outside of range, but Kita does open up a very big lead here at 1366. Lightning to clear. And with that Monk tanking, the Phoenix can do a little bit, not quite enough though. And with under 2 minutes left, Kitassyan does maintain a pretty good lead. Barb Barrel trying to get to the Fisherman, or to the Firecracker. Fisherman protects, but just for a moment. Electro Dragon, really nasty, and it does go down. Not a miss, but a reverse lightning by Kitassyan to extend the lead, and he does have not quite an elixir advantage, actually. He's going to be behind a bit due to the Firecracker being on board. Can Miniminter make anything of it, though? Monk in, RG behind it. That NATO going to get the Firecracker out. Miniminter going to now set up. The Golden Knight comes all the way through. Fisherman stays alive. RG gets DPS down very, very quickly. RG gets taken out very fast. 7 HP left. NATO will do it. GG, well played. And I believe that's just about it. Let's check this one more time. And then I will happily go ahead and take a look at some of your questions in the chat. I think that we are all sewn up there for our first round. There you go. Let me go ahead and turn this music level down. There we are. And let me go ahead and bring up our standings after one round. Give me 1 second, folks. And I'll get our standings up. Where are you standings? Here we go. Almost ready, folks. Let me see. Take a look at some of the chat here. Are you streaming 2 gameplays from the same account? No, I have 2 different accounts that are streaming. Oh, I don't want this in Spanish. I want it in English. Where's the English one? I know you shared it with me earlier. Hold on, folks. I accidentally opened up the Spanish language version of the standings. Let me see if I can get the English language version of the standings, which is somewhere around here. I know I have it. Uno momento, por favor. Let's see. How about this one? Is that going to be in English? Why is it in Spanish? What the heck? What the heck? I don't know why it's not letting me change it to English. Why would it open up in Spanish? That makes no sense, but let's go take a look. So, Mohamed Light, 1-0 so far. Guess they're still getting some of these in here. Let's go with this. This is probably easier. Why is this all in Spanish? And there's some really annoying ads all over this thing. Let's see. Pedro and Kitassyan, top of their group. Sandbox and Surgical Goblin, both with wins. EGW and Lucas, both doing all right there. I guess they're still updating some of these things. I'm going to see if I can figure out how to get the English version of that up here in a moment. And yes, let's take a look. Ian, Insane Clutch. Yeah, I didn't get to see it. And let me go ahead and answer some more questions. Did tiebreakers happen? Yes, you've asked about that a lot. I've already explained it. Hi, Rich. Hello. Yeah, this was just the first round of gameplay for today. We'll be seeing quite a bit of it. Don't y'all worry. Let's see. Where is Mo Light? We watched his whole first match. Go ahead and rewind. Do you think no losses today? For who? When second round start? Very soon. Hi, Rich. My team is now against Shot Kalalas and Mosers, etc. In a competition, do we have any chance? We are decent players, top round, top 1K. Good luck, is all I can say. Let's see what else. We want to see all of Furkan's matches? Well, you won't see all of them. So, you can't always get what you want. Let's go ahead and get back into gameplay, though, here. And we'll go ahead and get a little Surgical Goblin going. And let's see who else we got here. I think we're going to go Surgical Goblin and Ian once Ian's match kicks off. I don't know who Luminary's up against. But we'll go Surgical Goblin and Ian as soon as Ian's next match kicks off. Yeah, with Queen against, ironically, Queen Lightning. Yeah, and good point Smurfblade made earlier about that matchup. Let me go ahead and kill the music here. And we'll just stay on this for a moment until we get our second match up and running. You know, we're going to get Airsurfer actually going for our second match because his match is ready. And all the Furkan fans, we saw a whole match of Furkans already. We're not going to watch it. We're not going to be able to watch all of his matches. You know, maybe convince Siak to stream Furkans' matches if you want to see all of them. Either way, Surgical Goblin coming out big, making that big of a connection against Bomb Tower Fireball. Against that big of a connection against Bomb Tower Fireball is kind of crazy. I mean, I guess you do have lots of targets for the Fireball, but it does seem like that's not the plan. Giant Skeleton sets up for Surge. The drill responses here are all right from the former champion. And Ta needs to protect and get back. Ice Spirit holds. Bomb Tower almost holds. And Piggy does a little bit more damage. 10-22. It seems like this is too far behind for Ta to have a meaningful chance here in game number 1. Piggy's in. This time Bomb Tower completely fine in cycle. You know, Ta would love to get some Fireball value here, and the Fireball value's there. And with the Musketeer high, he's not going to go ahead and take it. And notice that Ta's in a cycle really, really light cards here. He's going to get some offense going. I think he's going to save log for when the pigs come down. Now he's in 3-card cycle, gets the Fireball, and that's good Fireball value for Ta with the Flying Machine and the Zappies. That's the thing as Surgical Goblin you want to avoid here, is giving that kind of value. Piggies come out right into the Bomb Tower. Musketeer's going to stay alive and help clean them up. Will the log plus Ice Spirit be enough to get this done and get a troop out? And that's not going to be it. Guards try to stop, but that's level 12 Piggies, too much damage. This one's pretty much in the bag for Surge in game number 1. Fireball in. Doesn't get all the zappies. And now it's really for Surgical Goblin, just take your time, don't overspend, make good defenses. There's no reason to double down here. He might, and really he's doubling down on the bridge fight and not on, you see he's not pushing the mirror picks. Smart choice to not push the mirror picks. Don't let, really the argument, the thing to do here is just don't let Ta get any real momentum for to support a counter push, and he doesn't. Mirrored arrows come in. That's GG. Game number 1 going to our 2019 world champion. Just what's the first few minutes of that stand-up right now, which is pretty sharp, honestly. Everyone, thank you very much, but I did see someone else commented about it, that it was like, not going to lie, it was pretty good. You guys can just say you loved it, and then I'm phenomenal. That's one of my favorite pieces. And was going to be the title of my first album that never got released. And maybe Ta going the same direction. Very likely Ta going the same thing. Did tiebreakers happen? Yes, Avenger Endgame. They did. So you can't really hit copy deck in in-game duel mode. How much for you to send me the album? I need to find the. I never had it mastered. I did the recordings. over a weekend in Tucson, and then was working with an editor, and then this thing happened, and we never finished editing it, and now it's probably out of date. I don't know, some of the stuff was pretty evergreen. Cannon plus bomb tower. Clean up pretty nicely. Arrows get there a little bit late. He would make a great rapper, is an interesting thing to say. So release it. Why not? It's not mixed and it wasn't mixed, mastered, and edited. It's a stand-up album, not a music album. I'm curious to see if there's any way for... I don't think there's actually a clean... If Ta... I'm curious to see if Ta does at some point go for a King Tower activation. I mean, Fisherman Zappies are pretty nice against E-Giant, especially given that E-Giant's probably running Lightning here. I see you'll talk about Richland doesn't sound like a rapper's name. Fun fact about me, I briefly considered going with the stage name Slayton Richards instead of Rich Slayton. But I decided I just wanted to use my own name instead of having a stage name. Probably was a mistake, honestly, even though my own name works pretty nicely. And now the dual lane pressure from Ta, very nicely chosen. And I like that 3-1 here. Doesn't really matter because of the cannon in the middle, but I like the idea he was going for. And a good King Tower activation from Surgical Goblin. That will be helpful. But he's having trouble figuring out some way to break through and actually get on tower. But the thing about this deck that Ta's running is a tendency of players to overcommit late. And if you can find a way to defend with troops rather than buildings, this isn't necessarily the best matchup for it. But if, for example, he can defend Bomb Tower low, maybe with the Golden Knight and Bird, and then create a big old counter push. Surge does have the opportunity to break back the other direction. The real problem, though, is the giant skeleton. The giant skeleton just shuts down any real counter push potential for Surgical Goblin. And now two giant skeletons from Ta. I just don't see really... Surgical Goblin's going to have to hope on a big Golden Knight connection. But Zappies are super annoying for the Lightning. And the giant skeletons just shut down all of these. Zako's saying if you haven't Fireball, this matchup's hard for Surgical Goblin. Yeah, this typically runs Lightning. You would have seen Fireball by now if he had it. He's going to go Bird on top. He might go for a Gnado Golden Knight here, but it's not going to connect to the Princess Tower. That's it. That's it. And Surge calling good game as well. We're all tied up, folks. We are all tied up. GG, well played. Can we expect rap videos about CR soon on your YouTube channel? No, you cannot. Rap song reactions soon, please. Not really. Do I have a favorite player? I have players I like a lot. And we'll go through and look at the groups here in a minute. After this round, we'll go look at the groups today. The link for the bracket is in the description if you want to see it. I linked it right there as well. Electrify did make a rap song about CR. I did briefly consider doing a parody of Rap God called Clash God. Very briefly considered that one a few years ago. This might be really bad for Surge. This might be really bad for Surge, in fact. Lightning for the bomb tower and the musketeer. I think this is going to be a problem. And you see Toss sets up the Golden Knight into his weak side and Surgical Goblin's weak side. And this Golden Knight going to get taken care of by the guards. And Ta just happy to take that little bomb. Not happy to be down on Elixir. I think he really would have liked to manage that a little bit better. Now that since it's drill rather than hog, nicer for Surgical Goblin, it's going to be difficult for Ta to handle the Mighty Miner on the offensive side. Defensive side doesn't really care that much. And DPS takes care of business for Surgical Goblin. Here we go. Sudden death overtime. Sosaa taking the win over Airsurfer on our second screen. There should be a Golden Knight connection in here somewhere for Ta. The NATO isn't 100% necessary for him on these defenses. And that's actually nice from Surgical Goblin. It's, you didn't get the damage out of it, but he just made Ta think about where we're going next. Right? He wasn't going to get King Tower activated because the Golden Knight was there. And that was an overly risky move on the side of Surge, or on the side of Ta, to try to do anything with that. Let's go ahead and just jump into our 1x view, so we have no other gameplay going on. So here we go, triple elixir. And the bomber doesn't go anywhere near. And it did not want to get that last little goblin shot, but here we go. The E-Giant to the right, lightning for the bomb tower. Bomb tower's going to go gone. I think that Surge can cycle back. Nothing for the guards here. Musketeer going to work, but that's going to be some reflection damage here. That's a lot of reflection damage. 20 seconds left. That might be enough to get Ta the game. Electro Giant to the left is just to prevent a push. He's going to go ahead and just go for lightning to finish that tower. Or not finish that tower, but secure the win here. Fireball in, a good fireball in. Oh my word! Surgical Goblin able to steal that right at the end by 35 HP. What a win there from Surge. Very nicely done. Very, very nicely done. You gotta love finishes like that. Let's go ahead and jump into Lucas, and I'll load that replay up for us to have during our break. Why's my replay button not working? Let me go ahead and check that out real quick. Oh, because you're on the wrong scene? What am I replay scene? I swear I have a replay scene here, don't I? What in the world? Well, I was fairly sure I had a replay scene. I don't know where it went. I'm going to have to go ahead and build a replay scene. Let's go ahead and take a look at the matchups, all the different matchups today real quick. Group A, Mohamed Light, Doom, Phoenix, and DiegoB. Group B, Pedro, Kitassyan, Miniminter, and Ruben. Wallace, Sandbox, Toss, Surgical, Goblin in our Group C. Group D with Arden, EGW, Makarious, and Lucas. Group E with Furkan, Bale, Luminary, and DarkAngel. Pompeyo, Nicoco, Seif, and Sweep in Group F. Ian, Vitor, Agus, and Iliane, a.k.a. Chetty, in Group G. And then our final group, Group H, Airsurfer, Sosaa, Thomas, and Boss. Wonder if we can get that Airsurfer Boss matchup at some point. That'd be fun. And let's see. I thought I had a replay. Let me see if I can go ahead and set up a replay channel. I don't know. I thought I had one already set up for some, and I guess it. Are we back? We're back. All right, let me go ahead and set that up in studio mode rather than in that mode. Give me 1 second, folks, and we will have replay available. This is how fast I can be a producer. Check this one out. And then let's go to media source. Great. And let me do this. Boom. And here we go. Let's go ahead and loop that. Great. And then let's go ahead and load in our replay. Come on. Load it in. All right, here we go. No, that's not. Oh, I know why. I know why. Please hold. This should go to that. There we go. Now let's go here. Shop it. Here we go. The E-Giant to the right. Lightning for the bomb tower. And I'll kill that. And now we have replay for real. Oh, and I need to layer my camera in there. That's okay. Let's go take a look at this finish, and then we will get into our next round of matches, folks. And I'll go ahead and finish this replay, or fix this replay system. But take a look at this ending. Up by just a little bit, and you'll see the lightning come in. The fireball gets everything off the board and makes just enough room for that to happen. Let's go ahead and we'll jump into our gameplay here. We're going to get Ian on this one. I said we would do Ian last time. We'll get Ian this time. On our other screen here, who have we not seen yet today? We haven't really seen a full game from Ruben. You know what? Let's do a Mo. Let's do a Mo game just to satiate the calls for Mo. And then we're going to get Ian for our game on our right-hand screen. As soon as he is ready. So mini P.E.K.K.A variation for Phoenix here. Very interesting. As Mo's going hog giant skeleton. I'm not really sure. Well, as soon as Ian's matches up, we'll have that. And we're going to switch that to be in our audio matchup here, folks, when we do get it. Interesting version of this Ram Spam deck. I'm assuming it doesn't run Lumberjack because of the already having Ghost, Mini P.E.K.K.A, and Giant Skeleton. So you have to assume that there is the Rage spell in here. Guards for the Mini P.E.K.K.A. Is Phoenix running Lightning here, as Smurfblade says, or is that not the case? And here we go. We're going to jump into Ian's match. Let's go ahead and switch our audio, and we'll give Ian versus Agus this full matchup. Mohamed Light will still be over here on this one. And thank you, Ibrahim, for picking up the slack with Rhino missing. A lot of people here pointing out the most important thing. Mo about to get clattered. And I did see, I must have missed a super chat. Tossing Plastic in here with $1. Thank you very much. Hope you had a good round today. I shot one down this morning. And August, interesting choice here, going with an Inferno Tower. We're seeing more of that right now. We're certainly seeing more Inferno Tower, and as long as he can defend it against the MKs and Princes and keep it up long enough, should be very helpful. August really wants to get damage early, though. He does not want to be playing this one even or behind when we get into triple. Because even with the tools he has at his disposal... Oh, cheeky attempt there from August. You saw he was going for the King Tower activation. The miner was the... If he'd gotten the miner earlier, that might have worked. If he'd gotten the miner earlier so it still had enough health to kill the Ice Spirit and then turn, it might have worked. But I like the idea from August. I just don't know how this one shakes out. In the long run, if August can't get ahead. And the kind of even place it is right now is dangerous. The one thing here is that Ian really can't just stop Hog Riders very well. But if he's able to DPS Hog Riders, he's not playing the Ewiz variant. Wall breakers split. And those are nice arrows to take care of the guards and get that miner on tower. Very nicely done by Ian. He's going to take a hog shot, though. Still, a 300 HP lead is nice. Let me check with League Ops here because they are not updating the challenge bracket effectively. And just trying to get in front of these hogs with the Prince is Ian, but he's going to take, oh, almost took two, not quite lead though, back to August. And those arrows trying to predict guards, good variation by August. And now Ian going to not be able to get this Hog Rider down very quickly. 925 to 1291. And there's no overwhelm here for Ian. Let's see if he defends with a Mega Knight against the next Hog. And August switching to the Earthquake when he sees all that come out. And now he's just going full, sending all of this to the right-hand side, forcing out responses, but I don't know if those are going to be enough. And this should be a win for August here. August playing this very nicely. Hog just barely doesn't get a shot. Miner in, Bandit plus wall breakers. Can the wall breaker sneak through? Can the wall breaker sneak through? The wall breaker hits! The wall breaker hits! Can Ian defend this Hog? Hog trying to get a shot here. Does it? The Hog hits. 59, 5 HP. Miner trying to go. Miner gets it! Ian wins by 5 HP! What are you talking about? What are you talking about? Let's go. What a finish. What a finish. Wow. What a fun day this already is. People enjoying themselves on here. What a clutch. What a clutch. Definitely going in Ian's video. That's right. Let's go, everybody. That was fun. Here we go. Winning one game is great. You gotta win two, though. You gotta win two. And now looking like might be RG versus RG. That whole thing was weird right there. Congrats to Agus, you're now a thumbnail. Maybe. In this group stage, the much faster paced than Swiss. We're really flying through these today. Trying to get the updated standings here, folks, because they're only updating half the groups right now. And they both go for the reflection. Oh, but look at this. The Monk's body blocking, so the reflection's not actually killing. And Mo Light with a clean 2-0 in our off sound game. Let's see what I can load up for you guys there. Oh, loaded up a nice little tie game for you. And the bridge fights here are so wild. The double fisherman, very nice for Agus. And he's getting deep, deep into territory. Enemy territory, taking that win. 12-10. Or taking that tower damage, excuse me. Not the win quite yet. Ian just a little thin here. And just not able to distract Fisherman's very well, not able to defend against the RGs very well. Easy win for Agus. And here we go. Tied up, Augustino Ian, game number 3. And saying Ian's not an RG player. Yeah, you gotta stay unpredictable and gotta get versatile, though. Ian may be going... I was gonna say Loon, but didn't he already play... Oh, what a wall breaker connection. Didn't he already played Miner, so... Maybe Ian going hog. Smurfblade saying Ian one tricking. Just guy was saying maybe Ian's playing hog. There we go. Boom. If you do like some loon play, there's some Kitassyan on the other screen. But it looks like he's going to lose that one. Augustino is having a good week. He had a good performance in the Royale Masters King of the Hill. And he's obviously having some good stuff happen here. Is that giant skeleton going to get on tower? Log knocks back, and that should be safe. And doesn't get the musketeer either. So, well played, but damage in. And this is the second time Ian's defended that sequence the exact same way. Let's see if he goes that way again, and if August picks up on it. But he's defended it with the goblins to the outside and the ice spirit to the inside for the miner and the musketeer 2 times in a row now. And we all know that one of the best ways to get caught is if you're doing the same thing over and over and over again. And yeah, they're only updating one of the groups here. I'll give you guys some of the group view on that other screen. August is not stopping these pushes. Ian's gotten dangerously close with some of these giant skeletons. And August calling good game. He knows it. He's just played it a little bit too loose here. And Augustino, just between the goblins, the log, the ice spirit, just not able to get enough from the miner and from the wall breakers. Here he goes, miner to the inside this time, wall breakers opposite lane. You spend 1 to take care of those, 2 to take care of the miner. Does connect on the left-hand side. I don't know if miner poisons can go fast enough here to be impactful in any meaningful way. And that muskie just walks away, and does it help on the hog? Maybe not enough. Hog should, does force out the log. Doesn't get one, but forces out the log, and now we're back to another hog one more time. And when you're playing defensive wall breakers at that point, you know that you're in a whole lot of trouble. Miner to the inside, won't do it. Hog will get the shot, and Ian, one trick in his way to a win in this round. GG, well played. GG, well played. I think that's all of our matches from this round. Let me just double check. Yep, looks like we are all good to go, so let's go ahead and jump over here. And I am asking for them to update these, update the scoreboards, but so far have not been lucky enough to get that one in. Mohamed Light, 3-0. Big surprises here. DiegoB, 2-1, currently in second place in that group. Doom in third, and Phoenix so far with the bagel. Pedro, undefeated in Group B. Ruben right behind him. Kitassyan and Miniminter down in 3 and 4. So far, the first few groups all looking very much the same, with one player dominating, Surgical Goblin way out ahead. Sandbox behind him. So right now, it looks like if Surgical Goblin can beat Sandbox one more time, and that's the same for all of these, right? If Mo beats Doom, if Mo beats Diego again, if Pedro beats Ruben again, if Surge beats Sandbox again, that's pretty close to securing, unless the third place player can make a run. Group D is a whole lot closer, with Lucas and Arden both at 2-1, DiegoB and Makarious both at 1-2. And here we go. We're finally starting to get the updates for our other groups here. Hopefully those will get put in soon so we can actually get some more complete looks at the remaining groups here. So they're getting those ones updated at the moment. So very nicely done, folks. And as soon as I get more, as soon as I can see that we've gotten those fully updated, I'll go ahead and give you all that information as well. Is Igor playing? He is not. He played in an earlier phase, but didn't make it to this phase. And I think that we are getting close to starting our next round here. Let's see. I don't think we've watched much in the way of Sandbox yet, so let's go ahead and get him on screen. And still waiting for matches to start in our other group. Very late right now for the players playing out of the East. I think this started at 3 a.m. for them. People are saying the website is wrong. Okay, I don't know. I'm just going with what they have. And we're going to go ahead and get one of my favorites on our second screen here. Sweep facing off against Pompeyo. Love seeing Sweep play. Expect some really interesting ones here. Did Morton not make it this far? Morton did not participate in this competition. Is this a bomb tower? And it is. But this will be, I think this is, the big question is, did we already see this matchup once today? Mirror Pigs will get a lot of value early, especially as the guards get taken care of. Arrows for the guards. You can mirror to get around the bomb towers. This should be a pretty nasty matchup for Sandbox. And yeah, Sweep doing, if you want to see weird stuff, go ahead and watch on this screen. Because Sweep is doing what Sweep does. Sweep is being Sweep. Here's the bracket link is in the YouTube description, folks, but I'm going to go ahead and send it one more time in both of the chats. And this is just really brutal for top. Zappies for the... Zappies that you can't get off the board easily that can control the Mighty Miner. Yeah, that's a brutal matchup. Brutal matchup. And while this game isn't done yet, it's all but done. And wait, I spoke too soon. It is done. There you go. Game 1 in the books for Sandbox. NATO available for both with arrows out. Guards already played on Taz side. Wonder if he's got the E-Giant Bomber variation. Someone asking, isn't Miniminter my favorite? I like Miniminter a lot. When's the last time Air Cannon, which is a funny way of saying that, David Loya? Fly Machine got a buff? It's been a long time. I don't think so. I don't think Fly Machine needs any sort of buff. Fly Machine's already so insane and also polarizing in matchups, depending if you can handle it or not. Do I think Mirror needs a nerf? No. It's just this one deck is being played a lot because it really heavily counters a few key decks in the meta. but it gets absolutely shredded by a few as well. And so it is E-Giant for Ta. Let's see if he is running the bomber variation. And there you go. So with the arrows out, Bomber gets a bit more value. And that wasn't even about connecting. Just look at how far ahead Ta is on Elixir now. Airsurfer is playing today, for those of you who want to know about. And Lightning's going to be real nice. It's going to make it hard for Sandbox to stack up bridge fights with how many things that he can get out behind it. The one really interesting X factor here for Sandbox is going to be how he defends the Ram Riders. Does he have cannon here? Or is he running a cannonless variation? This should have cannon. He's not even going to need it here. This is actually going to be a real big problem for Sandbox. E-Giant gets in way deep. Sandbox super low on Elixir. Bird gets on the tower, and you have to use just a defensive rage on a Phoenix. Tons of damage in, and now about a 900 HP lead plus Elixir lead for Ta. And now the question is, how does Ta defend against the Ram Rider? And just DPSs it down, eats the damage, and puts in a pretty much game-ending amount of damage on the other side. Very nicely done. Ta's going to tie this up, 1-1. Sweep with a fun win in our other matchup. And I know there's a few of you out there who are kind of my my disc golf crew. I'll go ahead and share this with you in this quiet moment as our next game gets kicked off. But I do play kind of a fun fantasy, head-to-head fantasy league with a buddy of mine with the Pro Tour. There's a link to it if you want to check out, or not a link to it, but a link to my picks and his picks for Jonesboro this weekend, for those of you who are into that. Do I know if Pompeyo is relevant in CRL standings? I don't think he's super relevant right now. He is not currently... Oh, he's currently 94th, so not irrelevant. But definitely needs a pop-off weekend to be considered competitive. If Sandbox is playing EQ, which it certainly feels like he is, the Mother Witch and Zappies are both going to be annoying for him. Does Ta go for an early King Tower activation here? Or does he play with none? Should be a King Tower activation opportunity for the Fisherman. Instead, DPSs it down, maybe concerned a little bit. Might have not had it in cycle yet, but maybe more concerned about being distracted by the Mighty Miner instead. Beast asking, how many people move on to the next round? I believe it's the top 2 from each group. Let me go ahead and double check that to be sure. So I think that we go to a top 16. Yep, top 2 players from each group. So there you go. And then we have a 16-player double elimination bracket. And just as a very important note here for those of you who are watching today, I am not casting tomorrow and Sunday. I'm not casting this weekend. Still working on securing an English. They're still working on securing an English caster for the weekend, but I am taking a much-needed weekend off from Clash Royale to do family time. So hopefully trying to help them find someone good for English, but I know that Juicy J and Cashman are also not available. So you might have to learn Spanish, everybody. The dual lane pressure is a real problem. Mother Witch not becoming as much as a factor as I think Ta would hope. That's a good fireball for Ta. I think he really wanted to have this deck in the arsenal to be against the Mirror Pigs matchup. That's where this deck really shines. This deck shuts down Mirror Pigs when played correctly. Still strong from Ta overall. Very good high tombstone. Fish Boy to help. And now you have a really great counter push in the left-hand lane against a low mortar, plenty of elixir. And Ta decides to let the Fisherman just go ahead and get out of the way and set up Royal Giant in the back instead and create a bigger counter push. Here we go, 5 seconds away from triple elixir. So far, Sandbox in the driver's seat. He's done a great job, and the Musketeer in particular. The Musketeers have been really ruining these Royal Giants. We have not seen Ta go lane, go left, right. I think this might be over, though. That's a good Mother Witch onto those guards. And Ta's going to get one more Royal Giant down, I believe, in front of this push on the left-hand side. There we go. And the Barb Barrel in doesn't get the mortar off very fast. The defensive EQ and the log, just nice. Just very nice. Not able to get the Skeleton King going as Ta, not able to get the Mother Witch going. None of those able to be a factor in here. And Sandbox, a very well-played 2-1 win. Let's go ahead and switch our audio now over to our other matchup. Here we are with Game 3 for Pompeyo and Sweep. The Rage here on defense, actually kind of a nice move. And you kind of see what Sweep does. He plays some crazy off meta and then mixes in super meta stuff. Really does a good job of keeping you off balance. There you go. Sweep, gonna sweep, folks. Gonna play that Sparky. He loves seeing that get in front of the Sparky. That's a shot on the tower. Oh, boy. And what a rage. Oh, if he had gotten the rage onto the Archer and the Sparky, that might have been one more. That would have been a big shot. Would have been a big one. Pedro getting his win, still undefeated. That might have secured Pedro his group. We'll have to double check on those standings, but that might have secured Pedro his group on our other screen. Let's go ahead and switch that over to Lucas and Ardentoas, but we're staying right here with Pompeyo and Sweep. And just knowing when to let that go, right? Because that Sparky is not going to do anything. You can try to support that 1 HP Sparky, but it's so easy for Pompeyo to get to it. I think one thing that separates good Sparky players from great Sparky players, or from everybody else really, is understanding their use of spells. In particular, when you actually rage. What a reflection. What a big reflection. An attempted kite there from Sweep. E-Giant still won't get through. This is probably it. This is probably all done. And yeah, E-Giant and Berg get on there. GG. GG. Sweep with the 2-0. Doing Sweep things. That's super fun to watch. That's super fun to watch. I enjoy it. Best earrings in the game from Sweep. And there you see the end of the Ardentoas matchup. Let's go check in on Airsurfer as Lucas defends that group. Let's go check on Airsurfer and Thomas back over here. Where is the... There we go. Try to reload those standings for you here, folks. Let me see if I can get the standings in this group. I think I have those. They're down here. There we go. So Airsurfer can pretty much put Thomas away right here. We'll need to catch up and surpass Sosaa. But Airsurfer gets the first job done, which is get the win over Thomas. And Thomas, with 3 losses, very unlikely he can come back here. I think Sosaa's still in his match. Let me see if that's going on. Well, let's go ahead and check out LUMINARY, who is against Bale. A Bale win here would mean LUMINARY's out. That's a good bit of damage there for Bale with 30 seconds left. That Magic Archer does barely connect, but gets taken off the board and just not able to get it. We haven't seen a ton of this drill deck today. And LUMINARY waves the white flag. He only knows that that's it for him in today's tournament. GG for LUMINARY. Bale stays alive here in the hunt for second place. And Avenger Endgame. AC isn't a content creator anymore, and these tournaments aren't really worth casting if you're not a content creator. Right? It's kind of like a weird use of your time. And since I am a regular content creator, YouTuber, it's really great for me. Asking for the 100th time, where's Mo? He's here. He's in his tournament. Let's go ahead and take a look at these standings, and we'll see where Mo is currently in the standings. So right now, Mohamed Light, 4-0 in his group. Doing pretty well so far. DiegoB in the hunt, currently in control of that second place spot. Diego's in control of his own fate right now. He can win out and then be able to move on in this competition. Group B, Pedro should be, he's almost 100% secure here. I think tiebreakers would do it. Ruben and Kitassyan battling out for that second place spot. Surgical Goblin, that loss opens up the door to Wallace. So Wallace threatening both Sandbox and Surgical Goblin here. Lucas ahead of Ardentoas and EGW, but definitely not safe yet. DarkAngel really in control. You can see Furkan and Bale battling out for spot number 2. LUMINARY is done. So we'll see if Furkan can secure this one for all the fans of his who are watching, and we'll get some more Furkan in here. I wonder if Furkan Bale's the next matchup there, actually. Nico being chased by Pompeyo and Sweep. That was a super impactful matchup. If Sweep had if that had gone another way, this would be a whole different story we're talking about instead. All nice and tied up. Hey, Burton, thank you for the Twitch Prime sub over on Twitch specifically. I appreciate that. Group G, Iliane, a.k.a. Chetty and Ian, both at 3-1. Vitor still in it. Agus, probably all done. And then Sosaa, followed by Airsurfer and Thomas. So that group's still a lot to be decided. Second place is pretty much up for grabs in every single group still. This next round's going to be a big one for deciding the fate of lots of these players. Going to be a very important next round. And let's go ahead and get what you all want to see here. Some more Mohamed Light. Even though Mohamed Light has pretty much secured this, a win here would guarantee it. And a big note here. Let me go ahead and reload these for a second. Hey, Razzer in the building. How's my boy Airsurfer doing? Airsurfer's in contention. Airsurfer in contention, but not in the lead. Why did that whole screen go dark for a second? Airsurfer, and again, I'll give you guys all your own. Here's a link to the standings. And I see a lot of people have different opinions. Some people want to watch Mo, some people don't want to watch Mo. We are going to watch one more game of Furkans. Here you go for all of you who've been asking about it. Here's a game of Furkans. There you go. And guys, I don't have time to. I don't know if any of the mods are here. I don't have time to mod my chat here today, unfortunately. And for those of you who are looking to hang out and chat, let's try to keep the chat in English on YouTube here, or everywhere. Haven't seen Boss playing forever to see him in the standings. Yeah, well, he's 1-3. He's pretty much eliminated, so. Is that actually I think that's actually Razzer. Let me just go to channel and see if that is actually him. I believe that is. Okay. Yes. Razzer. Thank you for a little bit of help. Mo and Doom very close here. And that's a big monk hit. That's a really big monk hit on the left-hand side. Hog in. Log used on defense, so only one shot versus those goblins. And a great lineup with that next Magic Archer out of Doom. Doom's gonna, I think Doom takes this. There you go. Doom takes game number 1 here. Well played, Doom. And look, let me tell you guys about this for a second. There are not a lot of players who play with a chip on their shoulder. Doom comes in with that. He definitely comes in with that. So You know he wants to see this one. He wants to see this one come out as a win. Doom also in that group, currently bottom of the table at 1-3. So he needs to beat Mo and then hope DiegoB loses to Phoenix to stay in the hunt. And Lopkins, who's probably part of the fake Lopo crew, asking if Raz is planning to make a comeback to Clash. Fake Lopo gang, shout out. And for the Turkish fans, Furkan with game number 1 win. Very nicely done for him. Doom choosing to go with the Xe version of this deck rather than Magic Archer. We already saw Magic Archer used, so there you go. A lot of big Furkan fans over there. Who isn't part of the great Lapakati gang. That's true. FLG, old school stuff. And this is almost unstoppable. NATO comes in, but that ghost is going to go bye-bye. And Doom calls good game. Yep. GG. GG. And Doom away the white flag. Get ready for game number 3. Doom fighting for his life here. And I don't know the results of the other matchup that he's in. Quick note to keep things up. Ruben just won his game against Miniminter, which puts Miniminter out of competition officially. Ruben now 3-2. Pressure on Kitassyan to beat Pedro, or Ruben will take a very important lead. What the heck just happened to my sound? That was weird. Ruben will take a very important lead in that group. So fast win there for Ruben. Or was that Ruben over... Oh, interesting. Hold on. We'll take a look at that. Beast asking if Ian wins, is he guaranteed to move on? I need to double check on that. Rich, is Circle of Dominance comp? Yes, here is the bracket for those of you with the standings, for those of you who want to keep up with it yourselves. You can see all the information right there. And Doom, lava's up. In trouble, go comfort. And Lopkins saying that Mo should give away to Doom. No, that's actually against the rules to purposely lose a game. Mo should win every game he can, just as everyone should. And that's also one of the reasons why for the CRL format, you get points for every win. So even if you're either already qualified for the next phase or if you're already eliminated from the next phase, it's value free to play at your hardest in all your games to try to earn points towards that leaderboard. It's a nice feature of CRL in 2022 or 2023. So now I'm saying, Rich, start your merch soon. Good idea. Rich, why don't you upload your gameplays? Because who wants to watch that? Rich, what are Doom's chances to move on to the next stage? He's still in the hunt, but he needs to get this win and hope that Diego loses. And, wow. Well, he might not get this win. That might be it. That's it. GG. All right. Let's go ahead and switch the sound over to Furkan's matchup. .407 remaining here. Again, just to put the stakes on Furkan versus Bale. Furkan and Bale are currently both at 2-2. The winner here takes a big, big lead going into round 6 and trying to secure a spot in our double elimination bracket. So this is a big one. And this should be enough here. And there you go. Furkan, now with the very important win over Bale. And I believe that gives him the tiebreaker because I believe that he won both matches over Bale. So very, very good stuff for Furkan. Go ahead, switch the sound at the other side here. And let me look at some other people and see who's in really critical matches right now. Let's go ahead and check out, I think, Ian. Yeah, let's go check out Ian's match. But we're going to come back over here. We're going to come back over here to Kita and Pedro. As Kitassyan needs to win against Pedro here to stay alive. That's a hilarious comment. What's the primary tiebreaker is the question. Let me go ahead and double check the tiebreakers in the group phase. Let me go ahead and confirm those. Let's see. Group phase, blah, 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 blah. Hold on. The tiebreaker is first the head-to-head record, then games won, then crowns won, then most sweeps, most 2-0s. And Vitor beating Ian. That's a rough one for Ian there. Go ahead and put that one on the board for you. LUMINARY versus DarkAngel. DarkAngel has a chance to secure his spot atop the group with that win, but right now we're going to focus on Pedro and Kitassyan. Again, this is Kitassyan trying to stay in. Top 2 from each group move on to the next round. Kitassyan currently at 2-2, Ruben at 3-2. So Kitassyan needs to get this win here. Otherwise, Ruben's going to be in control. And that's a lot of damage in for the former Game With player. Is that right? Just not a ton for the Mother Witch to do in this matchup for Pedro. And the Monk getting so much value here in these reflections. He was on Fav. Wasn't Kitassyan on Game With before he was on Fav, or was he on Fav the whole time? Now I'm curious. Now I gotta look that up. Now I gotta know. Kitassyan, by the way, currently ranked 18th in our Clash Royale League rankings. And let's see, CRL 2019 on Fav Gaming. I thought he played in 2018 on some other team. Did he not play until 2019? Fav. Huh. Gets he was on Fab the whole way through. Final 30 seconds. All Kitassyan has to do now is defend, and he stays alive in this competition. He should have no trouble doing it. Bar barrel gets way deep. Fisherman will be available. Good attempt at the Fisherman block here. And the Fisherman block gets in. Can RG do enough here? I don't think it can. Did not get that last shot. GG, well played. Pedro not going to go undefeated here. Kitassyan going to stay alive. His hopes are not ended at this stage. So there we go. Let's go ahead and get our standings up here. Give me 1 second. Chance to update them. All right, here we go. Let's take a look at the standings as they are so far. Easy call here. Mohamed Light with the absolute control of his group. So now it's about Phoenix and DiegoB. Now here's the big question: who? Actually, I have no clue what's going on with the rest of that group, because Phoenix and Diego are both tied, and then Doom. He probably doesn't have tiebreaker over any of these guys. That's crazy though. That's a tight one. Pedro definitely secures his way through. Ruben and Kitassyan. That's going to be a close one. Miniminter is out. I don't know who. We'll see who the matchup is for the last one. Surgical Goblin has guaranteed his position. Wallace and Sandbox. Dude, I hope some of these are actually people playing in the last round. Lucas, 4 wins, 1 loss. So he's definitely in. Ardentoas, his only threat is EGW. And again, I don't know what these wins and losses are. DarkAngel secures his spot. And it looks like Furkan is guaranteed in now with a 3-2 record. And everyone else in the group with only 1 win. I believe that's enough. These are unofficial standings, by the way. These are unofficial, but I believe that's enough to guarantee Furkan a spot. So, sorry, Furkan fans. We're not watching Furkan in the final round because he's already guaranteed a spot in. Nicoco has clutched. Sweep. If sweeps up against Pompeyo, that could make things questionable, but not entirely sure. Iliane, a.k.a. Chetty, secures Group G. Vitor and Ian. Man. Again, I want to find out what the matchups are. Airsurfer has his group locked with 4 wins and 1 loss. Sosaa trying to defend against Thomas. And that should be everything here. What I don't know is what the matchups are for our next round. Let me see if I can try to figure out what the matchups will be in the next round. And that will give us some context here. Matches. Here we go. How do I see this? Let's go to round... Well, that's round 5. What about round 6? All right. Well, that's just Group A's. Oh, let's switch all these to matches. Here we go. And now I'll be able to find out some good stuff for you guys. All right, give me 1 second, folks, as I figure out which matches we are able to watch. We're going to watch here. So in Group A, it's DiegoB. Oh, I guess Doom has given to Doom just like not. Is Doom not playing? Ooh, Doom might be giving DiegoB a free win, which is really rough for Phoenix. More on that later. In our next group, Ruben and Kitassyan are going to be playing for have a play-in game for a spot in. So we'll see. We might watch that one. Wallace and Sandbox are also. Oh no, let's see. Sandbox. So Wallace and Sandbox have split the round. They've already both played and they have split. So they're not going head to head, but their matches are very important to see who goes through. Ardentoas is playing Ardentoas and EGW are not playing. Let's go take a look at Group 6 here, or Group E, a group which would be Group 5. I can add. Furkan is already secured, so good for him. Even if he loses to LUMINARY, he would still have the record over him. Unofficial standings, by the way, folks. Pompeyo and Sweep. Let's take a look at this for a second. They are not playing each other. It looks like Sweep... Wait, shouldn't they be playing? Pompeyo and Seif have split their matches, so that's not secured here. Ian and Agus are playing, not Ian and Vitor. So Vitor versus Iliane's an important matchup, and Sosaa versus Thomas. So we are definitely going to be watching the Ruben versus Kitassyan matchup. That one we're going to be watching for sure. And then I'm not sure what other matchup we're going to be watching here. So give me a second to sort through that. Let's see. Who's bubbling? A lot of people are bubbling there in those groups. Let me go ahead and get back into gameplay here, folks. And where is Ruben Kitassyan? Where is that? I don't see either of them. Let me go ahead and throw... I know Ian is playing for a spot in. So let me go ahead and I'll get... right? Isn't he playing for a spot in? Yeah, Ian's playing for a spot in. Let me go ahead and put that on our second screen. And then let me go ahead and find this Ruben... Here we go. Ruben Kitassyan. I'm going to go ahead and put our sound on Ruben Kitassyan here, folks. And Hog for Kitassyan. Ruben looking like Loon. Might just be Minor Cycle, but I think it's... maybe it's Minor Cycle, but I think it's Loon. Or does Loon run Goblins? Snowball, though. Is Mo going to go against Surge? Maybe in the next round, but not in this round. So it is Loon for Ruben, who it's one of his best decks overall. When you play against Ruben, you typically expect that you're going to see Royal Giant, Balloon, Hog Rider as three distinctive options. Does he snowball the Queen here? Ruben opts not to, will just take death damage and open up a little bit of a lead. So Bomb Tower plus DPS, plus making it very hard to support this Hog Rider. Ruben up with a pretty early lead. The Giant Skeleton for Kitassyan slows him down a little bit. And smart, just ready for it, is Kitassyan on the right. And a nice little hog push to kite and force some expenditure the opposite direction. And now the Giant Skeleton Bomb will take care of the Musketeer. He might just go ahead and tank that one shot of damage, and he will. And now the Giant Skeleton other direction gets all the way to tower. Giant Skeleton for Kitassyan getting, yeah, that's all the way, right? Boom. Oh, come on, is that half tile? No, that's fine. Kitassyan deep in here against Ruben. And able to defend the balloon effectively. Minor chipping on the right-hand side. So that bomb from the Giant Skeleton, not quite enough. Hog in, Bomb Tower not available. So now it's going to be damage plus counter push for Ruben. 3 shots from the Hog Rider, 8-10 remaining. Kitassyan, a multiple-time former world finalist. One-time 2v2 specialist alongside Kensu Meshi. but one of my favorites out of Japan, for sure. The only player, when asked who he thought was going to win, I asked Pandora, Mugi, and Kitassyan, all, who they thought was going to win World Finals when we were in Helsinki. Mugi, Pandora both said Mohamed Light. Kitassyan said me. I like that about him. Snowball prediction, great from Ruben, and he takes that win. What an end to that game. What an end to that game. Let's see. Arrows out. Guards now nice for Kitassyan. No Giant Skeleton makes Minor MK Prince stronger for Kita. Oh, it's KK who sent me. That's right, not Kitassyan. It's KK. Absolutely right. Thank you for fixing my own story that I was there for. Hilarious. Ian getting his clutches in. And yeah, that was KK. Silly. Did Mugi qualify for this? No. And KK said vroom vroom. Yes, that was the best responses. When everyone was being asked what to do with the prize money, everyone's like, I'm going to say... Literally everyone said, I'll save it. I'll pay for my education. Or like, it was all just like real ridiculous. And KK was like, I'm going to buy a fast car, vroom vroom. KK, so funny. And you see with the arrows out, Kitassyan going E-Giant. Arrow still available. Ruben goes E-Giant with Bomber anyway. Why is saving it ridiculous? No, it wasn't ridiculous. Just everyone gave the same boring answer. Everyone was like, I'll save it. I'll spend it. Like, no one said a single fun thing to do with the money. KK is the former logbait god. Yes, absolutely. Not a single person said that they would do a fun thing with the money, except for KK. A lot of boring answers. If I won $250,000, I would definitely save some of it, and I would also buy a nice car. I'd probably spend like 50, 60 grand on a nice car, and then put the rest towards, I'd spend 100 grand on my house, 50 grand on a car, and then put 100 grand away into my portfolio. I don't even know. What? Is there an argument in the chat? I think I missed something. What car would I get? Asked of Lop. Oh, 50K on taxes, sure. That's a good question. That's a good question. What car would I get? My desired car has changed drastically as I am dad now. That's a lot of damage here for Kita. A lot of damage here for Kita. Definitely a good chance to tie things up. I would buy one 4-claw Buzz with 2050K. Tossing Plastic. I saw a 2017 autographed Nate Sexton Firebird listed on eBay for $175. Made me laugh. Final 80 seconds. Rich saying, I thought you wanted a Subaru. Potentially here, but I think that what I actually now might get would be the, hold on, let me focus on this for a second. Final 60 seconds, and then we can chat about cars and silly stuff. Lightning in. Ian's match all tied up, tight for him. Big lead right now for Kitassyan, and Ruben probably needs to break through with a Golden Knight. The Cage just not doing it here. And Golden Knight can't get behind this. Now double lane. E-Giant into E-Giant. Back to Cannon, though, for Kita. This should be enough for Kita to tie things up against Ruben. And there you go. Kitassyan can get back to Cannon fairly quickly. Shut this down. Lightning won't do it. GG, well played. Another game coming. And Nate with the very good point here about the about having text the truck. It used to be the Subaru, but I'd probably right now. What's the big Toyota SUV that also comes as a hybrid? Is it the Highlander? Is that what it is? Whatever. Whatever. At Rich Slayton, your mod is abusing the power he has. Great. Is it Razor? Is Razor abusing his power? Razor, abuse the heck out of your power. Please double abuse it. In fact, I like a mod who will go after it. And also, you're Razor. You're goated here. So, please do. Still trying to figure out what the. I thought there was an argument somewhere. Yeah, don't be afraid to super mod. And yes, KK did defeat Moan in World Finals. KK almost was like KK almost destroyed history, if you will. But of course, we're not talking about KK right now. Martine saying Surge number 3 in his group now. What? Are you serious? Let me go ahead and look at those groups. Whoa. Whoa. What in the world happened there? Looks like Surge took the L, and because of tiebreakers, Wallace and Sandbox. Let's go take a look at that for a second. That is fascinating. Surgical Goblin was even with Wallace and lost twice to Sandbox, so definitely below Sandbox. And then I guess Wallace must have had a better game differential. Oh, he did. Wallace had a better game differential, so there you go. Ian gets his win. And that's just RG all over your tower. Monk on the wrong side. Fireball will get the RG back on tower. Oh, man. Fisherman is the big betrayer. But, man, when the Monk gets onto the wrong side of things, the Monk can totally backfire, too. Still, Ruben down but not out. I don't want a Toyota truck. It's a Toyota SUV. I think it's the Highlander hybrid. Because gas is, you spend a lot of gas out in Texas. A lot of long drives. Good reflection here. And tanking for the Hog. The Hog, can it get through? No, it can't. Either way, Ruben battling back 955 to 554. 100 seconds left. Loser leaves town. No, it's the Highlander tossing plastic. Don't you worry. It's definitely the Highlander. I get that fully loaded. Bucket seats. Or captain's chairs in the second row. Oh, boy. Kitassyan probably has this. Fisherman not distracted by the archers. And there you go. Very well played, Kitassyan. Wait a second, he's not... Oh, yeah, he's got this. Got that defense locked, though. There we go. One more. I was like, wait a second, he's not going, but the defense was locked. Cycle, cycle, cycle. Don't be silly. Fireball in. Kitassyan wins against Ruben and goes on through. How many 10-gallon hats do you own? I do actually own cowboy hats, but well, I own this one that's from my grandfather's here, but I also have some in Montana. And let's see. That group is all done. So let me go ahead and get the let's get the audio switched. Oh, is that over? Thomas beats Sosaa. What kind of craziness did that do to that group? All right, let's go ahead. I think all the rounds are done. Let's go ahead and see if these standings are updated here. I think everything's done though. Kill that stupid ad. All right. So here we go. Group 1. Mohamed Light 5-1. DiegoB gonna lose to Phoenix on which tiebreaker? Oh, you know what? That one might have to go to another tiebreaker here. Because DiegoB and Phoenix, I believe, unless Phoenix won both of their matchups. Let's go take a look at that first. Let's see. Did Phoenix beat Diego both times? Nope. Diego beat Phoenix once. And then Phoenix beat Diego once. And then they have the same plus-minus for sets. So DiegoB and Phoenix, not official yet, because that one's going to have to come down to crowns, I believe, as the because they have the head-to-head, games 1, crowns 1. So that's going to have to go to crowns, and then to how many 2-0s you have. So hold your horses on the DiegoB matchup, folks. That one's interesting. Group 2. Pedro through. Kitassyan with the win over Ruben secures that number 2 spot. So great. Why did that happen? What the heck? Why did it just... Oh, wow. That's really annoying. Less than ideal look. I don't know what they're doing here, but... it's... Yeah, don't take that... This group is not official yet. So then, okay, Kitassyan over Ruben. In Group C, Wallace and Sandbox, and we went through that already, Surgical Goblin. Crowns are a tiebreaker. Okay, so the tiebreakers, the first tiebreaker is head-to-head record. First tiebreaker is head-to-head. Then the next tiebreaker after that is total games won. Then the next tiebreaker is crowns. Then the next tiebreaker is total 2-0s. Right? So head-to-head is the first. If they're tied, if they went 1-1, then we go to games 1. If they have the same number of games 1, down, down, down. So that's how the tiebreakers are working here. So we do need to double check on the... I don't know the Phoenix versus Diego thing about crowns. That's going to have to come down. They're going to have to go out and count that out. Wallace versus... Yeah, Wallace. So Surgical Goblin is out because Wallace and Sandbox both beat them. Sandbox beat them in the head-to-head. Wallace tied them in the head-to-head. They both beat them on games. So that's why Surgical Goblin out. Group D, Lucas and Ardentoas, both on record alone, 4-2, able to shout out to shut out EGW, who went 3-3. In our last group, DarkAngel, or not our last group, in our next group, DarkAngel and Group E go 6-0. Furkan a nice 4-2. LUMINARY and Bale get eliminated. Group F, Nicoco on a nice 5-1. And that's going to be a first place spot. Sweep gets through on a 3-3 over Pompeyo. So very nice for him. Group G, Vitor. And look at this. Group G is crazy. We have multiple players at 4-2. But because Vitor and Iliane both, and let me go take a look 1 second at that group one more time. Let me look at this for a second. In the matches section. Let's see. Vitor and Ian split their head-to-head 1-1. And Iliane, a.k.a. Chetty, and Ian split theirs 1-1. So once they get it, once they're tied up on head-to-head, then it goes to total games won. And it looks like that goes for Vitor and Iliane over Ian. Again, these are unofficial standings. We'll get official standings from League Operations later, but that's what it looks like here. Airsurfer, 4-2, secures first place in his group, and then Thomas wins over Sosaa. So there you have that. And Boss out. So there you go. That's all your standings and such, folks. And it was a blast. Nice, clean, quick day. I had a great time, and hopefully we get some great action this weekend. Again, as a reminder, everybody, I'm not here this weekend. I'm taking a much-needed break and some time with the family. But I'm going to try to see if I can help them find somebody good to cast. So if not, then it'll probably be the best option will be watching the Spanish stream. But if you don't already yet, follow me on Twitter. And once I find out, once we know who the caster is, I will go ahead and make sure you guys, I'll go ahead and post that on Twitter. So that's the way you can find that one. Everybody, it's been a blast. I'll miss you all this weekend, but I'll see you back here next week. I'll see you all back here next week with a whole lot more fun stuff. We're back with GKR. And then, of course, if you haven't yet, get your push done. Top 1,000 this weekend to get through to our next phase of CRL. Tossing Plastic asking, what year Firebird do you bag? You know what, actually, if you have any questions, I didn't answer many questions today because it was going so fast. I have like 5 minutes. So if you have any questions, ask them now. What year Firebird do you bag? 2022 Nate Sexton Firebird. That's what I have. Rich said Ian has less won battles. That's what I believe is the case. Ask Brad to stream. I don't know if he will, but I'll make that suggestion. Thanks, Rich, and enjoy your break. Thank you very much. Again, these are not official standings. These are the standings as I have them right now. So you got to keep an eye out on for announcements for when these standings are all final and official. We need Cashman this weekend. Cashman's not available this weekend. Juicy's not available this weekend. I'm not available this weekend. So that is unfortunate about this weekend for all of us. Not going to be able to be there this time around. Let's see. Other questions before I end this. Yeah, Cashman and Juicy are both not available. Is Ian out? Unofficial standings, but it does look like Ian is out. So unofficial. But from the initial standings that I see, it looks like Ian did not qualify. How's the new kiddo? Doing great. 10 weeks old. And my older son, who I play disc golf with every week, nearly hit he's 4.5 years old, nearly hit a birdie from 80 feet out yesterday in front of a big crowd of people. It was crazy. He was like a foot away from crashing chains on his second shot. A 4-year-old would have birdied the hole when a bunch of grown men playing in a sanctioned tournament all parred it. So that was hilarious. I could ask disc questions for an hour. Well, don't you worry. You might have that opportunity fairly soon. Is Ian in or not? I don't think so. Do I have a dog? Yes, his name is Boone, like Daniel Boone the Explorer. Nice, they go by so fast. Yes, I agree. Am I playing Ultimate Summer League this summer? No, I will be at a summer camp for 2 weeks, though, coaching Ultimate, which will be pretty fun. Do I have a daughter? No, I have 2 sons. Slayton Jr. killing it. Yes, he is, Rafael Nahom. He's got a mean flick. I put videos up. I have video of him crashing, of him hitting a shot from 40 feet out, but I don't want to put it online because I don't want to blow up his spot. You know. What kind of dog? I don't know. He's a dog. He's like 30 pounds. Pretty cute. Is Riley able to cast? I don't think Riley casts. What do I think about Furkan? He has lots of fans. That's what I think, and you'll see him in the next phase. Let's see. Who's your GOAT in CR? Why even ask that question? The answer is obvious. And I think that we've just about hit all the important questions. I think we've got just about everything. So, hey, if you haven't yet, go ahead and subscribe to the channel. And otherwise, I will see y'all here next weekend. Oh, man, very nice. Chained out. Oh, boy. I want to comment the English. How do I apply for that job? Well, not really in applying. What is the meaning of life? To hang out and play disc. Pretty obvious is AC. He doesn't stream anymore, but I'll ask him. Do my kids play Clash? No. All right, last question. From Flippant Weirdo, is this going to be a weird question? How to apply to be a mod? I don't have an application process. But people who are real secure and stable and not toxic typically end up being mods. So there you go. That's it. If you're on Twitch, hang out for a second. We're going to go find somebody on Twitch to raid. If you're on YouTube, I'll see y'all back here next week. And I appreciate everyone being here. It's really nice to have y'all. And as always, be excellent to each other. Party on, dude. Peace. Where's that button? Boom. All right, Twitch, hold on.